everyone, what's up YouTube? It's NikoleBourgeois and welcome back to my channel. So before I get into today's video, I just wanted to briefly talk about the injustices that have been facing the Black community, not just now, but forever. And basically, I feel like our revolution is being televised now, and actually more people and not just us are being able to see the police brutality and the social injustices that we face on a daily. So with that being said, I would like to send out my sincerest condolences for George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery, and countless others that have been victims, as well as their families, due to police brutality. It is up to us, no matter your race, color, or creed, to get the word out and still continue to keep this conversation going. And whether that mean buying from Black-owned businesses, voting, or, getting out there and talking to your Congress, telling them the issues that we have in this community, if they don't know already, just because I feel like this is our time. We have to take advantage of this time in whatever shape or form, and there's always strength in numbers. So whether that might be dollars, whether that might be votes, just get out there and try to make a change by any means necessary. So with that being said, I hope you guys are being safe, wearing your mask, and let's get into the video. Hello and what's up YouTube? It's NikoleBourgeois and welcome back to my channel. From my intro, as you can see, this is going to be a nursing geared video. First of all, yes, I've been gone for a minute now. I'm back at the jump off. Basically, I've been gone. I'm somebody that is consistently inconsistent. So one of my goals for not even just 2020, but my 30th year of life is to be more consistent on YouTube. And yes, I know a lot of people always say that, but YouTube was one of my biggest hobbies once upon a time, and I just kind of let all the other crap from life kind of creep in and let it kind of take over one of my hobbies. So this is something I really enjoy, but I do want to continue and let this channel flourish like it did once upon a time. I'm talking about nursing today because my nursing videos are some of the most watched videos. So I thought, why not? Let me go ahead and give y'all what y'all want to see. And also this channel is gonna kind of be more nursing focused. While I'm still gonna do beauty and lifestyle videos, it's still gonna be more nursing focused. So the way I'm going to differentiate each video is by my intro. So if you see my Nurse NikoleBourgeois intro, you know that this is gonna be a nurse video. Or if you see my regular NikoleBourgeois intro, you know that's going to be a lifestyle or a beauty video. And if you don't wanna watch nursing, you can go out and click and watch some of my other videos, or vice versa. So let's get into it. I'm going to be talking about why I quit the NICU after 8 weeks. As an overview of my career, I am a licensed registered nurse. I have my bachelor's degree in science of nursing. And so as I was in school getting my degree, I always knew before I went to school that I wanted to work with women and infants, whether it be L&D, NICU, mother, baby, nursery. I just knew I wanted to do something within that spectrum. Fast forward to when I was in school and doing my clinicals, I went to a NICU at a smaller hospital, and I just fell in love with it. And I was like, I can do this for the rest of my life. So I had it on my brain, my track. I want to do NICU. I want to do NICU. So if you don't know what the NICU is, it's the neonatal intensive care unit. Majority of hospitals have this unit, and basically this unit is particularly for infants that can have a range of different disorders or disease processes. When I graduated back in 2015, I was not presented with the opportunity to work in women's services or the NICU or any type of newborn position. So I'm not gonna lie, I settled for med surg. And while it wasn't my first choice, well, it wasn't any choice, but I did it. I did it for 2 years. And I mean, honestly, I did learn a lot. Fast forward to 2 years later, I was applying because I was like, no, I did my 2 years. I want to do women and infants. I want to do something else. I'm done with med surg. So I started basically applying to everything. And so at the hospital that I was working at, I sent an email to the NICU manager and basically telling her my story and, what have you, because my hospital had, they had like a residency internship program, which was more geared towards new grads, not so much experienced nurses, which is what I was told, and that I would have to do more of like a transition type of program in order to go from med surg to a different patient population, which is understandable. But so I sent an email to the NICU manager and never really got a response. So then I sent another email to the mother baby manager. It's actually OB antigen patient. So I sent an email to her, and basically she was telling me that she had several residents starting, and so she didn't have a spot to start another new person as well, which is understandable. So I was like, well, if I can't go at my own hospital, I guess I'm just gonna have to go outward. I applied to a couple of positions at the hospital that I'm working at now. And so fast forward, I've been working there for 3 years. So basically my mentality was, I'm going to work in mother baby for about a year or so, and then I'm going to start applying to the NICU just because I'll get the well baby down. Then I'm going to go and deal with the complicated infant. So while I was working in mother baby, my hospital had a residency program that was geared more towards new grads, but they did accept experienced RNs to make that transition. So I applied twice to that and I didn't get it. I had an interview both times and didn't get it. Then on my last try, they opened up a fellowship program at my hospital, and that is basically for experienced RNs that want to channel and go to a different field. So they had it for every department, the ED, L&D, ICU, or all the ICUs actually. So they had so many different options, and of course they had NICU. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try one last time. Mother baby is very routine. I enjoy it because I enjoy being in a happy environment and getting to be with moms during one of the best times of their life, the most memorable and joyous occasions. So that's why I love doing mother baby, but I did want more of a challenge. So so that was that was a big reason why I wanted to go to the NICU. My last time I applied for the fellowship and I got it. Finally. Okay. Considering my background, I thought that this transition would be so seamless. And while it was clinically, I'm not gonna like toot my own horn, but my preceptor was like, during my evaluation, she's excelling. She felt that she was lucky because she got me, and I knew newborns rather than people who had never touched a newborn in their entire career or their entire life. Where I felt the disconnect was emotionally. So for instance, when we are sending babies from mother baby to NICU, it's usually, we have term well babies. So usually it might be for some respiratory issues. If the baby is on glucose checks, it can be for like low sugars or even babies that are born with neonatal abstinence syndrome, if their Finnegan scores keep going up, those are the babies that we typically send to the NICU. So when I get there and, you know, I'm doing my stuff and finally get on to the floor, and, you know, you're with a 28-weeker with a jet oscillator that has all these tubes and, you know, this teeny tiny IV going in their little itty bitty hand and this tender skin, it's like your heart, nothing but like throb for this little life that is still supposed to be in its mother's womb for months. And so they're basically fighting for their life. And so I felt like I was very sad, and the sadness just grew even more when I saw babies pass away. ICUs, like, death is a common thing, and being in med-surg, I have dealt with death. I've never had one of my own patients die, but I have dealt with patients that were on like a morphine drip or a Dilaudid drip, kind of comfort care situations. Now, while death is traumatic in any experience, I dealt better with adults than I feel like I did emotionally with infants. So, you know, I watched infants being coded on, and I actually watched a few in my short time pass away, and that really just broke my heart. Hearing the mothers sobbing and crying, literally, I just didn't know how those NICU nurses do that all of the time. And I honestly tip my hat off to them very much so, because while I could do the work, and I knew that I could do the work, I felt like I would be looking for another job in about 6 months to a year because it was so emotionally taxing. Mother Baby is such a happy place culturally. Now, don't get me wrong, we have our individuals that come up and act a fool. Across the board, Mother Baby is a very happy place. You know, moms are taking their babies home, you know, within a couple of days and things like that. The NICU, these babies are there for months and months at a time, but it's very rewarding when you get to see a turnaround of a baby. You know, I'm not someone that struggles with depression. I'm not someone that struggles with anxiety. During that period, both of those things were very consistently kind of high, and I just felt like I never felt this way whenever I was working in Mother Baby and my old unit working in med-surg. I was fortunate enough to basically go back to my unit and basically go back into the role that I was before I left. So with that being said, I don't want this video to discourage anybody from going to the NICU. That was my experience. I think it's a great place to learn. If you have the desire and drive to be in the point of care, taking care of infants and kind of seeing them through the most traumatic times of their lives, definitely the NICU is for you. I was kind of embarrassed when I went back to my unit. I was like, okay. But at the same time, I'm like, no, this is my truth. I lived through it. It wasn't for me. And it's a good thing that I found that out. And now I'm back, you know, somewhere where I love. And I'm actually going to get my Master's of Science in Nursing in Women's Health Nurse Practitioner. So, you know, it all works out for a reason. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like and leave a comment down below of what other nursing videos you would like to see. So I will see you girls in the next video. Some mooches.